Happy New Year, everyone. Yeah, time really flies. The old year has already passed and we just started a new year. A new year is always a chance to make a new start, to adjust ourselves and to look back at how was our life, our practice, our mind in the last year. And when we look at our lives, many of us will probably feel that right now there are many changes in the world. The world that we seem to know seems to be really changing faster than we can accept. Everyone likes stability. Everyone likes to know the way things go. And this stability is closely linked to our feeling of happiness. But when we look at the world, we look at the global news we see every day, we see there are so many changes. The world order seems to be shaking right now. And also when we look at our societies, things are changing very fast. Trends in society, values, behavior of people, and we look at the individuals, people we can observe ourselves, events describing people's actions in the news, and very often we get shocked. How can people behave in this way? How can people be so cruel? Or how can people dare to betray others? And all these scams everywhere. We look at the streets, we see people not showing so much respect anymore to the property of the people. People throwing garbage everywhere, and so on and so on. So many small things we observe, we see ourselves or in the news, and then we react. We react with frustration, anger, but also we feel overwhelmed by these changes. We feel insecure. We worry, we have fears. And from all these negative emotions comes a wish there must be someone to blame for all this. So we start blaming people, groups of people, the system, the educational system, the health system, the politicians, the parties, the rich, and so on. We seem to feel a little bit alleviated when we found someone who we make responsible for all this misery that we see. But this doesn't really help us. On the contrary, it makes us feel even more unhappy and more unsafe. Because the moment our mind is caught up in blame, in lamentation, this is a negative state of mind. Our mind is black or gray in those moments and not bright. Our mind is deluded. and we don't feel happy. We may feel some kind of energy from a rage, but that energy is delusion. And also we have, with the continuous developments in science and technology in the medical fields and so on, we have cultivated a kind of feeling that we are in control of things, in control of nature, in control of the human body. And every time something doesn't work the way it's supposed to work, as we think, we get angry because we get confronted with the reality that we don't have control. In the medical field, when the risk that is always there hits us, we blame the doctor, we blame the hospital, and we sue the doctor. We want to punish him, we want to punish the hospital, and we want to get some kind of compensation. In this way, we feel we can deal with this setback that we were not in control. And this happens everywhere. People start the habit of suing here and there. But in fact, we have never been in control. Things happen, and the Buddha teaches us that's samsara. Samsara is always connected with suffering. So in a way, it's normal that there's suffering. It's normal that things don't always go the way we wish. And also that Buddha teaches us that all phenomena come up because of causes and conditions. And these causes and conditions, they are very complex. It's not one person's fault that the economy is bad now. It's not that easy. But we try to simplify everything to blame someone, to cope with our own dissatisfaction. But doing this, we actually continuously add to our own suffering. And in a way, we think only about ourselves. My life doesn't go the way I wanted. But every one of us, deep inside, we yearn for inner peace. We yearn for luck, for a peaceful, safe life. But how can we find this peace when the world around us seems to be in chaos, when there are so many threats always there every moment? The Buddha teaches us the world is created by our mind. That's quite a revolution. And it takes a lot of time to really let that sink in and to understand that. But when we break it down, we can see we have the key to our own happiness. in ourselves. Our happiness, our real happiness, does not depend on the outer situations. On New Year's Eve yesterday, we were meditating here in Miaofa Center, and outside there were all these firecrackers going off. It was very noisy, and the firecrackers, some are very loud and very scary. But here we were sitting here peacefully, turning inwards, trying to find our way back to our awareness. And the longer we sat here, the more peaceful everyone became. The mind is so calm. My whole being is calm and bright, clear, peaceful. And outside, it's dark and noisy and scary. But the real refuge is inside. Going inwards, that's the key. Actually, that's the most powerful tool that the Buddha gave us. And in a way, the more chaos there is in the world, the more we can feel motivated to really apply the Buddha's teachings, to go inwards, to really find our own peace in ourselves. We become still, and this is something we can find time in the new year. It's so important and so rewarding to just find time to be still, to be alone, be by ourselves. Maybe a peaceful walk in nature, in the forest, or maybe just a park by ourselves without talking. Just be there, be present, be aware and clear. Just be. Those moments, they are so precious. And in those moments, we can recharge ourselves. Instead of always spending time on our phones, chasing one post after the next, scrolling through endless reels and getting agitated with each news that we see. And then we get drawn into feelings of we have to react, tell them that's bad. But in this moment, we don't feel peaceful. And we don't need to know all these things. In the new year, we can try to schedule less screen time on social media or even video games or other platforms, to come back to the real life, not to get pulled into the temptation of AI. It's endless and it confuses our mind more and more. It's good to find some time to really switch off all devices. Do some digital detox. Just be by yourself. And when we meet people, to meet people in reality and be present for them, friends, family, to be there for them and not to be sucked into our phones. Taking pictures, yeah, it's nice, but one picture may be enough and then we put the phone away. And even that one picture, is that really so important? The real world is there in the moment, not in the picture. And to find time to meditate. People often say, I don't have time to meditate, I'm so busy. But how much time do we spend online, scrolling on our phones? The time passes very quickly in front of a screen, and then suddenly we have no more time left for meditation. It feels more easy to be distracted because our mind is used to that. But once we start to really sit down, come back to our breath, just become quiet, we feel the quality of that time. We feel the quality of this state of mind that is calm and lucid. And that can motivate us again to meditate regularly, to look back into ourselves, reflect on ourselves. What's going on really in our mind? Is my ego playing up again? Am I pulled away always by temptations, my wants, my wishes? Am I chasing something all the time in the outside world? Or is there always this anger in me, the frustration? It's there, but when we discover it on the spot, we can see it with clarity and we can go back to what is there deeper in ourselves, our true refuge. And this refuge is our true mind, our awareness. That sounds very abstract, but we can feel our way towards it when we become more calm, when we try to drop all the thoughts, all the comments on everything we see, we hear. We just step back a little bit. We just accept the things the way they are. We see everything is just such. And when we accept, the comments stop. They become unnecessary. That's, of course, a training, but when we start, we will get better at it. And we go back, away from all these things in the outside world, including our own memories, imaginations. These are also called outside. We drop it. We don't suppress it, we just drop it. We see something, we feel the temptation to watch something, to hear some music, but we just accept the pull towards it and we don't react. Instead, we come back to our breathing, to the calm spot in ourselves. Starting with the breathing, because the breath is always there. It can be our anchor for starting to turn back. And when we are more used to that, we go deeper and deeper. Would be good if we find time this year to do a longer retreat. One day, a few days, or 7-day retreat, or even longer when you have time. During these longer retreats, gradually we can feel that our mind really calms down more. But it's important to also, in our daily life, to find every day the time to reconnect with our awareness, to become present, to remind ourselves, to drop all the comments. This is good, I like this. Oh no, this is horrible. How can he behave like that? All these comments, these thoughts, they disturb our own inner peace and they blur our wisdom, our clarity. Coming back deeper and becoming more and more aware. And from this awareness, we act in our daily life. And that's the way we can contribute to this chaos in the world. We find our own inner peace, and with this peace we react. We react out of compassion to people. We see when people need our help, and we don't only think about, oh, I don't have time now, oh, this is too heavy work, this is troublesome. When there's an opportunity, we help, then we help someone, we be compassionate, we see their suffering and we help them. We are friendly to people. We don't judge them for what they did or what they not did. We are just friendly to everyone, people, animals. We greet people when we get to a store, we get on the bus. We are friendly, we see when someone needs a seat. And we don't think, oh, why don't the young people get up? We just get up and offer our seat. We can be generous. We can make donations. And we can always connect and see people. Stay in touch. See them as they are. Forgive them for the mistakes they did. And drop our expectations on other people. Even if it's friends and family, we often have a lot of expectations. But everyone is caught up in their own world. And even when we tell people something, they might not really get it. the same as we might not get when someone else is teaching us something. We don't want to hear it, or we just don't understand it because our mind is not clear or not open. So the same as with other people. They are caught up in their own world, in their own perception, and they can't behave in a different way. Maybe we think they should reflect on themselves. But the only thing we can do is we can reflect on ourselves. And when we accept people the way they are, we can feel we have more peace and more energy in ourselves. And sometimes relationships change just by the fact that we accept and we are friendly towards others. That's one way we can interact with this world from a place of peace and clarity in ourselves. And when we see others being cruel, we see violence, we see news in the world that people are not responsible, that people behave in a way that's harmful to others. Every day there are thousands of these small news about people behaving not nicely, people being egoistic. And instead of pointing at other people and blaming and so on, we just turn back and we can again remind ourselves how important it is for myself to behave in an ethical way, to behave in a non-egoistic way. For myself to be honest, to not start to always look for my own small benefits everywhere, to just be honest and straightforward, not to betray anyone, not to scam anyone. We just practice for ourselves, and in this way we contribute and we create our own wholesome world inside, and that world radiates to our direct outside world. And then when we have positive experiences, we can share them with friends who are open to it. But not everyone is open to that. Not everyone is at the same point in their lives. So if not, we just be quiet. We just return to our inner peace, our clarity. So there's so many things we can do to live a peaceful life in the midst of all this chaos of the world right now. In this way, I wish you all a happy new year and an inspiring and fruitful practice.